to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
Dungeons or the exotic quest shit that may not be.
They are all just things that are way too fucking hard for me to finish, is what it boils down to.
Oh.
And I don't see any reason why help wouldn't be, useful.
Well, it kind of just depends. Like
I know
if
some
it's
are
like
not
the
single player.
The one that you were talking about last week. It was the.
I wish I could look at it outside.
The one that was in the tower.
Yeah.
It's like a.
Yeah. Oh, I finished that. No.
A timed mission.
No, I almost finished that one.
Did you?
So that one. 0 hour is what it's called.
Yes.
I thought the big mechanical dude and the two purple things with the blue shooters.
Yes.
I thought that was the end. No. I got past that.
Okay.
And then you end up coming down almost like you're going towards a ship I think it's right at the end. And I was like coming right up on the ship and it ended. So I don't know, because it doesn't tell you. I just know I think I'm supposed to go that direction.
Did you kill a walker?
No.
A fallen walker?
No. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
So you come through the grates.
So there's three. Yeah.
You come through the grates. There's like a captain that teleports his ass all around. Then you go through a hallway.
Broken section.
You're kind of come out behind some steps in a courtyard.
Yes, with a mech.
There's a big mech guy.
Yeah.
And there's
bunch
shanks all over the place.
Yes, through that.
Then you get through another broken set of the tower.
That's like in a warehousey sort of ship holder
that leads
place.
You into like a hangar bay.
Yes.
That has.
Yeah. It has a big mechanical walker thing.
Right.
And then so all the guys in front of him, and then that guy, and then
there's like servitors in there.
Yeah, and I killed those.
Okay.
And then you get past that, because I thought that would be the end. Oh, no.
No.
You keep trucking.
Yes.
And then you end up outside again.
Yes.
And there's
like some ships that are just parked.
Yes, and I was like running up to the ships, and it ended.
You are maybe halfway.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Absolutely not. That next part is
I don't know
like a series of you're in the fucking Jack McClane and Die Hard. You're crawling around inside air ducts.
Oh God.
That leads you to eventually.
How do you do that in 40 minutes?
That's what I was saying. I have to watch it to know right turn, left turn, right turn, left turn, because you have to be on it. So then you end up outside, and there's a small jumping puzzle where you're effectively jumping on the outside of the tower structure to a point where then another little boss, there's a puzzle.
Oh my God.
Which leads you to another room where you then fall into a bigger hangar that has a boss that is like the mech. And he is health gated. When you get him to about halfway, he spawns 2 walkers.
Oh God!
Kill the walkers, then you can kill him.
You can't do it by yourself.
Yeah, you can.
What the shit?
Yeah,
it's
a good one. It's hard, but also
just getting to the point to where I got to, which I thought was gonna be the end, was fucking hard.
Yeah.
And the thing of it is you either have to reserve that you're going to die a lot. And then the problem is respawn time eats up a lot of your time.
Yes.
So you have to, for me at least.
Oh yeah, Trevor.
You got to be sneaky and then I ended up running out of heavy stuff to kill the mech guy and then the next mech guy. And then you're just hitting them with a gun and that's
takes
time.
Yeah, that's not optimal.
No.
There's a middle section that has the robot is called Trevor.
Oh, okay.
And it's on it has a faster pace than you do. It's kind of like a sweeper bot that fits the exact width of the pathways that you're walking. And it's it's like Mo from WALL-E. It's a cleaner. And if you get in its way, you die. So the whole thing is, and it beeps and makes robot sounds. And you've got to make your way around this big arena with these claustrophobic walls, and you have to hit switches in a specific order along.
Oh my god!
And the whole time, the timing has to be precise because if you take too long or you have to go backtrack, Trevor will get you. And so it's like this. You can hear him behind you. Beep,
oh yeah!
Beep up, beep 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 up, and you're like, fuck!
And you're like, you are a little bit OCD about how clean these ducks are.
It's, fucking intense. Intense. I've never done it with the second person because it's
It seems like that would be your best bet.
Maybe. But that's one of those ones that scales when you add people. So...
So if you have X number of dudes that you're fighting off, then you're going to have
not necessarily more dudes, but their health pools
are bigger.
Anyway, what was that, Dad's Club podcast?
Yeah, but the nice thing about that is that you can distract them with one guy.
Yeah, just Jim, run out into the courtyard.
Yeah, I mean,
bait.
It's like I think the last time I got as far as I did, I was very proud of myself. I don't even know what I was looking to do, but I was running towards those couple of ships that were parked out there, thinking that's where I needed to be.
Yes.
To finish or something. But no, apparently not.
No, underneath the nose of one of the planes is where you need to go. It's a great duct.
I would have taken time for me to find that.
A lot of it is you have to match your gun to the shields of the thing.
Yeah.
So you have to go in there, that first part, a primary or something that matches the shields of the shanks. Because if you explode the shields with a energy weapon, it does a lot of work for you.
Oh, I see.
So you almost play this what shield does that have? Solar? So I need to be using a solar weapon, and that does extra.
So I don't know how to know that. I have no idea how to know that.
When you shoot at them, they kind of flash a color that represents their shield type. Or you watch the fucking YouTube and they say the best loadout,
which I assume is what you did.
Oh, I've done that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah! If I get struggled, it's here's the best loadout to take into 0 hour. You need the fucking risk runner and a sniper. And a heavy that does, and so I'll try it like that. I'm like, I can't. I hate that weapon, but I have plenty of XYZs that do that. I'll use that instead.
Yeah.
Murmur.
Anyway, so I've been playing around that because that's a very hard one.
Yeah.
I've probably played that thing 25 times at least.
Yeah. And it's certainly not a first try for me either. Yeah.
Get through, the first time I couldn't even get out of the first duct, the first grate.
Yeah.
Without dying immediately. And then I would just keep dying over and over and over again, right after you drop out of the thing.
Yeah.
And so then I started learning, okay, I just peek out and start picking them off. Then I start picking them off. And then I could get out of the grate and start picking them off. And that just takes time. Time apparently, which I don't have.
Most of the timed missions or quests or dungeons are above my pay grade, or even above my pay grade. The 0 hour that you're playing is actually a remastered reprisal of the original one that came out years ago. Funny story, I could not beat that one in the time limit. I could get to the last guy. Time would always run out. I just don't play I'm just not that good.
Yeah.
So there was a glitch where if you started the mission, and then had someone jump in, it would pause the timer.
Oh.
So I had Venus or Piper. I can't
I'm
remember.
sure that's fixed by now.
Oh, fuck yeah, it's fixed.
Yeah.
So the only time when it was in its original thing, for me to get that gun, I had to glitch it because I would get 20 minutes into it and be at the last boss, and I'd be out of heavy, I'd be out of special, and everything's got super sponge, and then I'd die, and then I'd die, and then I'd use my super, but it didn't matter because I fucking died, and I'm like, I can't, but I really want the gun. And then it's like, here's a glitch to do 0 hour. I'm like, I need you
to hop in.
What do you want me to do?
You don't have to do shit.
Just move your thumbstick around in circles.
You don't even have to move.
Do not
just
die.
Hide behind a thing.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah, just go over here and just stare at the wall. But I want to play. Do not. No.
I mean, that's fine if you want to help, but
everything
you're
in here
gonna
will
die.
Everything in here is going to one shot you. And if I die, well, you're dead. But you thought you could kill the fucking Shank. And the Shank was like, I got you.
Oh, is it a restricted spawn when you get to him? Or not? Because there's some of them.
No.
Sometimes you get to the bosses and they're not restricted spawn, right?
No, it's the pain penalty there is that you
the time.
It's the time it takes to do like the 25 or 30 seconds to revive, and your time is like whittling down. He's a brutal boss, so you really have to be using like whipping through everything up to him because he takes so much time.
Right.
So it's like fucking get it done kind of thing. Shit.
Yeah.
But good time. So don't feel bad.
I don't.
The first time I had to do that, I cheesed the shit out of it. And I feel no guilt because it was an awesome pulse rifle.
I don't necessarily feel bad about it. I just thought I had gotten way further along. Because that's sort of my MO, right? I can get real deep into the thing and then get to the boss and be like, oh, I can't do this. The boss level most of the time for me is, not most of the time, a lot of the times, many times, the boss level just whoops my ass to the point to where it becomes unfun and I get fucking all wired up.
Yeah.
I get like, and so I have to like, okay, I'm done with it for now.
And we've certainly, at least with me and you, certainly been in a couple of where you were at the 11th hour, 30 seconds in of the last part of the mission.
And I'm like, this is where I got to.
This is like, all of a sudden it's over. You're like, we just beat the guy. And you're like, that's it.
Fuck.
You're like, that's it?
That's
I'm like, we fucking did it. And you're like, God damn it, I was right here.
Yeah, that's happened a few times, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, right? Like, I'll be able to hang around for a while, and then I just get overtaken.
Yeah.
And I can't recover, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm losing, like, my mental capability at some point, or I get tired or something. But like I get to a point where I'm like, I just can't go any further. Like my dude doesn't recover as quick as he could.
Yeah.
And so that's harder. And I'm like, I've used every super thing I've got and I'm out of heavy shit and I don't, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And now I'm just relying on a fucking
kinetic and ping, 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 ping. Ping, ping, ping.
Yeah.
Pink. I can't be here for 50 hours.
And for me, it ends up being one gun because the other gun is better. It's not a sniper rifle, but it's better for longer stuff. So if he's close up, I'm not going to use that gun because it's almost useless.
Right.
And so I just get stuck. And I have several right now that I'm like, okay, at some point when I know, this whole first page of shit is ready for when Jason is ready to be playing. So that, and next time I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I know what to fucking do.
Now you're teed up. Yeah. Now it'll be like, Okay, Jason, here we go.
All right, here's
And
this one.
We're gonna knock these out. Listen, fucker, this one, don't log off. I got a goddamn list.
Pretty much.
You're like, let me see.
And I'm
which
just
one of
going to
these-
say, tonight could be a night because it's your Friday.
yes.
And we are recording at our normal time, which would give me more time in the evening.
Yes.
So tonight might be a good night for that.
You could just walk away with all of your quest shit knocked out.
I mean, the goal isn't to have somebody do it for me or have to help me do it, but
Right.
also I still want to advance.
Yeah, I'd like to get past.
Yeah. So, I've been doing like Crucible shit just to see what it's like, and I fucking don't like it.
Yeah, brave man.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Yeah, I'm like, what? What is this thing? Oh shit, it's Crucible. Well, I guess I'll give it a rip, and then I fucking die 1,000
I don't
times.
know if you've seen it, because we're probably killing the 3 people that listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
It hit its 10-year anniversary, I think, on Sunday or Saturday. So there's like a special title that they're and like a commemorative whatever for the 10-year anniversary.
Okay.
So I was telling the kids,
I don't know.
I've been playing this for
Oh yeah.
it's 10 years.
Yeah.
I've been playing shooting aliens in the face for 10 years.
What am I? 3 months,
Yeah.
I think.
You have to get, in order to get the title, it will do one of those. You've asked me a couple times, like, what's the elite, the number 7 that's above yours? And I a couple times I've said it takes a thing that needs it's a thing and it's above my. In order to get the actual 10-year title, I have to do the thing that is above my pay grade.
Is that in the Legends playlist or something?
Yes, it's in the final shape. It's inside the Traveler. It's like an extra hard level of the campaign final shape things that you have. I don't know. It's like a 2,000.
I'll never get it.
It's up. Well, I'm looking at it like, how the fuck am I going to do that? It may be one of those things where I just straight up man up and do like a group finder and like doing this mission. Fuck, no mic. I just need to do it.
Yeah.
And hopefully someone will take pity on a near 50-year-old playing video games to help me get a 10-year title.
So, what is your? We've talked about this, and we're going deep right now.
Go deep.
What is your player character? What is your player level when you look at it? What's the number?
So the 4-digit number?
4-digit number.
I think I'm 2005, 2006.
Okay, we're getting close because I think I'm 2001 right now.
Yeah,
and I'm from an externally viewable. I don't know. Do other players see that?
No, they won't see that one.
Okay,
they can if they inspect you, but they only see the. I think you're 4 or 5.
I'm a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so
and you get to bump those up the 2000 numbers.
Yeah.
By
gear changes.
The season pass, as you level up the season pass and that artifact that's in the lower left-hand corner, like you keep getting like a bump it's exponential, but when you gain a level down there, it adds 1 to your light. So it starts adding to the.
Oh, I thought it was based on pretty much your gear.
Well, it does, but as you can only go so far with like the gear drops that you get.
Yeah.
But then you can supplement that by leveling the season pass and the artifact, and then it kind of bumps and they work together.
Okay.
So you may, by the sheer volume that you're playing, you may have more artifact levels than me.
Oh.
And that's why you're catching up so fast.
Okay. I don't know how it works.
You're fucking playing
shoot
like a straight up gamer.
I just shoot aliens.
Hey.
It's fun. You know what I like?
Yeah.
What I like about it, and this is what I've said about many games, is the exploration part of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, when I'm playing by myself, we've talked about this, is I can take my time and explore the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever thing I'm in, I can, or just if you're in the world, whatever planet you're on.
You just walk around.
You just check shit out. Oh, what's in here? Oh, what's the limit? That's what I'm always looking for. Where's the limit of where it tells me to fucking turn around?
Yeah, how far can I go out here and then do an emote where I'm blasting my rocket off?
Right. So there's the exploration part of it, and then when you get into quests and some of the details of the thing that you're in,
Oh, yeah.
it's like you're in the Bray Exoscience facility.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that shit's detailed.
Yeah.
Like, what?
There's a lot of great artists
Yeah.
that are putting together skyboxes and backdrops.
Yeah. So you're shooting aliens in the face, of course,
Sure.
but also I'm like checking out wow. I'm just like in this world that's like weird.
It's a lot of eye candy.
Yeah. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
So anyway, we don't have to talk about that anymore.
Hey, we're all done. Until next week at the beginning of the show when we talk about all the shit we knocked out on Wednesday of last week.
Oh, man. We do have the wedding coming up still. Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
It's
Are
coming
you
fast and
now
furious.
locked in and completely aware of the calendaring and dating?
Yes. Yeah. About 2 to 3 weeks is my
I'm in. I got it.
I understand
Now I get
time
it.
frame.
Now I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
Right.
And in fact, both Melanie and I were last week, I think it was last weekend, we were like, the wedding's next Saturday. And Shannon's like, no, it's 2 weeks. And we're like, what? Oh, okay, cool.
Mm.
So now we're almost at the point where it is a week away.
Yeah. When I got the message, hey, by the way, the rehearsal is next Friday. And I went, yes, it is.
Well, I mean, you knew that already.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes. Like now everyone has to know it's party time, baby.
Right.
Yeah.
So it should be good. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Should be good. I know that Chandler's ready for it. I think both of them are like, let's get it on. Let's go.
Knock it out. Knock it down.
Kind of.
Yeah.
They're ready to be at that point.
Well, Disneyland is a good incentive to just get shit done.
Disney World.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Which I have never been to. So I'm excited for them. Shanna's been there.
Really?
Yeah. She went.
Melly?
No, not Melly.
Oh, good.
But Shan went with her family high school time.
Ooh.
They went on a cruise, and part of that trip was a trip to Epcot and Disney World, and
goddamn,
much smaller back in the
I'm sure
80s
yeah
than it is today. But as a guy who likes Disneyland,
yeah,
I would love to go see Disney World for sure. At a minimum,
I would.
Yeah.
I at least for the Star Wars part.
Well, I mean, if the biggest part for me is just like the differences between the parts.
Sure.
I mean, that.
Did you see that they're adding on to the Avengers campus?
I heard that.
They're putting in a Tony Stark thing and another ride, I think.
Yeah. I
out there.
Someone mentioned it at the house, and
I'm
I was like,
yes,
oh,
please.
That's cool. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you'll see me there. Funny we mentioned Disneyland. So the Disneyland trips that the band at the high school that Piper and Xander have partaken in, they're going to this year. They're not doing it.
Oh.
Because we are hosting a
barbecue.
I'm going to say tournament.
Oh.
Where there will be barbecue. But it's like they host a competition for marching band. It'll be the first year that Wood Creek is hosting one of those.
Oh, wow.
So they're doing that. It's a huge fundraising event opportunity.
Yeah.
And I think Oakmont punted theirs this year. They're like, yeah, we need a break, or they're done, or it's too much hassle.
We want to go to Disneyland.
So right, right, could be. Fuck, you're gonna have a great time. So the body that is whatever that governs, the competitions was like, well, we have this thing. Are you interested in hosting as a newcomer? Wood Creek took the opportunity, so that's what we're doing this year. Venus has said the plan. There was always in jeopardy whether or not Disneyland was going to happen again.
Oh.
Because I hope I don't butcher this, and I'm sure I will hear it from my wife if I don't. But the directors were always under the impression that if someone in band wants to go to Disneyland but they can't afford it, they go. The boosters or the funds that band has will make sure that it happens. Everybody in band who wants to go that are given opportunities to fundraise, but some families obviously, can't make that happen.
Right.
And it was a no kid gets left behind. If you're in band and you participate and you want to go to Disneyland, you're going to go. Someone will find a way to make sure that you get to go. So that mentality of making sure that kids that wanted to participate got to go was starting to, the current economy was starting to weigh heavily on the generosity of either the funds left for band or the boosters and the ability to safety net, making sure that everyone could participate. Perfectly honest, the cost, I'm sure, to Disney itself and the benefits and the was also starting to become problematic. It's not as the prestige versus the money that it costs you to go or to pay Disney to allow you the opportunity to be the one playing. It's not cheap. Not only is it not cheap for parents to just go to Disneyland outside of a band thing, but it is not cheap to pay for your band to do the thing that you...
Right. Yeah.
And some kids were having to pay twice because in Piper's era, there was a jazz band as well as the marching band. So if you were a kid in both of those...
two separate trips?
Right. You were paying, not trips, but you were paying for both of those participations if you were in both.
Oh.
So it was like a double dip for some of the kids. It was like, Jesus Christ.
That's crazy.
So there was as a parent that all of a sudden found an interest in Disneyland, there was a worry that Disneyland was effectively done because it was becoming too much of a cost outlier for the program.
It's expensive for just an average Joe to go, let alone...
Right. I have self-interest. I'm excited to go to Disneyland.
Yeah.
2, I am a very proud dad, and I love to take in both of the kids doing arts at the high school. So it was an excuse to not only go to Disneyland, but to be extremely proud of the kids marching down Main Street of Disneyland. Dude, every school can do that. But to see your kid, as Melly danced, right? To be able to see and witness your kid in the happiest place on earth, where everyone can see your kid.
Yeah.
Man, that puts it in the dad or the parent feels like straight out of the gate. The amount of serotonin and happiness that you can take away from that kind of opportunity for your kid, but also to be a good, parent.
But also go to Disneyland.
Right, but also go to Disneyland and see, and to shoot in the Millennium Falcon and shake Chewbacca's hand and fucking tell Kylo Ren to eat a dick.
Right.
Under your breath. Don't do that. It was just special. So I was concerned that...
Maybe that's what he eats already.
Dicks?
Yeah, he was like, oh, there's some?
He was like, come to the dock. Well, we can get there, too. Fucking James Earl Jones. So there was a concern that they were going to end the program.
Yeah.
And what it looks like they're going to settle on is an every other year rotation where they go to Disneyland, but the new intent, not new because they did it with Piper 1 year, I believe, is they will go down to take like an instruction or a clinic from, I believe, one of the colleges, whether USC or UCLA or some college down there, where they will take instruction one day from a collegiate level marching band.
Yeah.
Or take instruction, and then the next day they will go to Disneyland. So it'll be a park day, but an instruction day, which, if I'm being a responsible parent, that's better for any of the kids who are actually interested in the arts or doing something semi-professionally or at a collegiate level in playing music. So
Right.
that's way better for the kids, regardless of my self-interest of being able to go to Disneyland.
Well, you can go do that thing, but I'm going to Disneyland.
Right. We're going down for both days, and I hope you have a good time there at the college, but I'm going to be at Adventures
churro.
Campus and with a churro. Fuck, I'll have a great time.
And a beer.
Yeah, and fucking something at Pim's fucking cafeteria.
Yeah.
Or 4 of them.
Yeah.
Whatever. So Xander will get, as far as what it looks like now, his senior year, he will get one more shot. He'll be able to go out with a collegiate clinic opportunity and a second day where he gets to go to Disneyland and he won't have to play and he won't have to do all the things. You okay? Oh. And then it's it. That's it. And so party's over. So I'm excited for the kids who haven't yet had that opportunity.
Yeah.
And Xander to get one more shot.
Yeah.
Because it's fun as fuck.
Now, there were several trips to Disneyland for Melanie that I didn't go on.
Really?
It was because it was like, oh, I'm
well,
working.
sometimes it's hard. Yeah.
I'm working.
Yeah.
So the girls would go down and do it. And
you did get
so
to
that
catch one, though, yes?
yeah, I went down for a couple of them.
yeah.
But we went several times. But Melanie was just pricing tickets, her and a friend of hers
Yeah.
that she went to Fullerton with and was her roommate, have talked about going and meeting up and going to Disneyland for like a day. And so being a not paid working girl.
Right. An intern.
In the professionals,
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't really have time off. So to speak. So she, because she's worried about getting enough hours or worried about making sure she has enough hours, she can't really take a lot of time off. So they started looking at ticket prices for like a Saturday.
Oh.
And it was like $200 for a one park non-hopper ticket for a Saturday. Yeah. And they're like, no.
That's a hard pass.
Yeah, it's very pricey.
Yeah.
That's just to get in the park. That doesn't include any transportation to get there. Doesn't include a place to stay. It doesn't include any of your food.
No.
That's just to get in the door.
That hurts me a little bit because
And they have this sort of like tiered pricing based on what day of the week it is, and somehow it's projected busyness for the day.
Oh.
So if you go midweek, it's cheaper than if you go on a Saturday when it's more expensive or when it's more busy. So, that's the issue is they could go during the week, but time off. And her friend is also doing some sort of internship. I think she's working on being a lawyer.
Oh, wow.
So she's working at a law firm or whatever. So she doesn't have a lot of time off either.
Do you happen to know what Mellie's like weekly, like hourly quota is? Like, what is she? Is it a 40-hour week?
I think so. But it's basically based on a total number of clinical hours spread out amongst your internships and your externship. I mean, she'll do it no problem.
Yeah.
But it's like if you start pinging off days,
right,
then you're going to run into a situation where it could get dicey or come a little close or something. And she just doesn't, she's not going to fuck with that.
You know what makes that rough for me is the pricing of Disneyland is that I just ran into this with season pass again. So last year I bought like
we're talking about lift tickets,
snowboard lift tickets.
Yeah.
Right. Last year, for Piper's birthday, I bought her a season pass, and then in seeing her interest in having me go on occasion, I think like a month later, I bought my pass, and it was just slightly more expensive. But what made it, what kind of made it easy to make the calculation was you could see the current cost of a lift ticket to any of the 3 resorts that the lift ticket, the season pass, gives you access to. Like, what's the current cost? Even you could do an average between the weekday and the weekend, minus holidays where they have blackouts anyway for a season pass holder. Like,
and you probably wouldn't want to go that day.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It was, how many times would I have to go to pay for the lift ticket?
Yeah.
And it worked out to roughly like 3.5 to, like, if you hit 4 times, it was done.
Yeah.
And Piper hit that. I think Piper hit 4+. I think I hit 3, but I didn't feel bad. It was like, well, if we're within $50 to $75, I'm under a lift ticket anyway. This year, I didn't get her a lift ticket because as we were looking at her fall semester school schedule, she was like, I won't have time. There's no time. So I didn't buy her a lift ticket. I didn't buy a lift ticket because
season pass.
Yes, season pass.
Okay.
I'm like, I didn't buy it. I didn't buy her one. I didn't want that hanging overhead. Like, you need to use this because I
paid for it.
$500 and whatever dollars. Like, you know, you need to go 4 times, otherwise it's useless. Even if it was a gift, anyway.
Yeah.
So we put it off, and it was I think Emily came home from her. She did a European tour with her, like music Sac State, like. Sac State adjacent music group, or it may have been Sac State related. I'm not quite sure. She like a number of sites in Europe playing like concerts.
Oh wow!
She came home and was like, I got a season pass. You guys should get a season pass. And as Piper had been a month or so into her fall semester already, physics is not quite the same as the summer semester. One, because it's just longer, not as condensed, and the teaching curriculum is slightly off as far as being laser beamed focus. She has more courses, but she has a good grasp on it. So last week she was like, so I'm gonna buy a season pass, and I went, are you sure? Because at that point I was under the impression there was no possible way that was gonna make any sense. And she's like, yeah, I've done the things. I have a really good thing on a grasp on the stuff this year, and the semester at Sierra ends December 13th, Friday the 13th, oddly enough. And she's like, and then Sierra is off for a ridiculous winter break. Like, it goes mid-January, if not more.
Oh, wow.
And I went, okay. She's like, so Emily has a pass.
We'll have time.
It makes sense. And once the semester ends, I'm off and running. And I went, well, absolutely. If that makes sense for you and you're going to get your money's worth and you're going to use it, and absolutely have fun. And then she went, so...
Does that mean I can have some money?
No.
Oh.
She's like,
are you going to buy one?
Are you going to buy a season pass? Yeah. And I went, well,
think about it.
Am I going with you? Do you want me to go with you? And she's like, yeah.
Because you got now Thursday and Friday off.
Right. And I went, well, you want me to go? She's like, yeah.
Nice.
And I went, okay, done. Like, all right. And, it was Labor Day. This happened on Labor Day. The sale
was going to go up.
The sale ended for the, after Labor Day, I think it was the Tuesday after the Monday.
The discounts
went away, and everything was going back to like full price season ticket. And I went, all I need from you is that you're serious about going this year, and you're going to get, she was paying for her own ticket.
Oh.
I'm like, if you've got the money and you're going to get the mileage out of it, and you want me to go, absolutely, I will I will go. I'll buy a fucking ticket or pass.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. And I went, okay, well.
And what resorts are those good for?
Heavenly, North Star, Kirkwood.
Okay. I like Kirkwood.
Emily, I think, bought because they're all owned by the same, all the resorts now are owned by some Vail conglomerate. So pretty much everything that you and I would recognize as a reasonably sized resort to the west of Vail, Colorado, is probably owned by this huge Vail investment banking group conglomerate. So she bought a pass that includes a number of Pacific Coast resorts, because I think she said she was planning on making a trip up to Washington where she may have access to a couple of the resorts.
Yeah.
I don't know if Whistler Blackcomb is on the list, but I would consider that, like, if I was ever making routine trips to something because I was fucking retired or something, and a pass included Tahoe and something that was up the coast and Whistler Blackcomb was in there, I'd be done.
Yeah,
give me that. Give me fucking that one.
Yeah.
So Emily's going to have opportunities with her. Piper and I bought pretty much the Tahoe one, which includes the North Star, Kirkwood, Heavenly. Heavenly, pretty much, we never went to last year anyway, because Heavenly, I don't know if you saw the news, they had a gondola problem.
Oh, no.
So I think they spent the bulk of last year's season working on the gondola.
Oh.
So, but we never made it anywhere to there anyway, because that's all the way around the fucking lake.
Yeah. Kirkwood's far too, though.
And Kirkwood up 50.
Yeah.
Right.
It's on Jackson Highway.
Yeah.
But Kirkwood's a really nice resort.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's just the other way for me. I like, for the size and the distance, North Star fits that perfect spot for me.
I have not been there.
I love the layout. I love the access, the size of the runs. Pretty much the lift tickets are all the same at this point. So it's like, I don't necessarily have a problem with Sugar Bowl, but for the slight time distance and getting, off of at that Soda Springs exit, that's smaller and 2-lane, and you're kind of jockeying for a good parking spot, and then depending on where you access Sugar Bowl at, spending that time and getting just a little bit further up to the more, dare I say, slightly more professional and higher end parking and mass transit moving abilities of North Star and the size of the runs, it's a pretty good trade-off for me. I would rather just not have to worry about some of that stuff and just fucking get on a bus and then get to a gondola and then go up the hill. And the lift tickets are probably within $10, if not the same.
Yeah.
So
I just have never skied there. My places were Donner Ski Ranch.
Right. As a
Sugar Bowl, Boreal, Kirkwood on occasion. And I like Homewood. That's a cool little spot too.
Yeah.
So those were my main places I would go to. Yeah. I don't think I've ever been to Heavenly and boarded. I'd never been to Alpine, never been to Squaw. They were just out of my price range back then, Yeah.
Where was I going with that? Oh, it was that at least with that was a terribly long way to get to. At least with the season passes.
Yeah.
Like I can do how many times would I have to go here to make this? Like I feel like there's a way for me to break even. When you can only afford an opportunity to go to Disneyland once a year, maybe once every 2 years.
Yeah.
And there's no way, unless you're living local, as a working class adult or young adult, that you can buy a season Disney pass, not being local, and make that, like, where's that break even? Like, fuck, shit. Because
it depends
room
on
and board and the ticket and the food.
It depends on which pass you buy. Because if you buy the cheap pass, you're going to have blackout days. And those are likely days that if you're out of town, if you live out of town, you're going to want to go on weekends and holidays or whatever.
And I want to say, too,
so you would have to buy the more expensive.
Some of those passes are
pass.
like gated, too.
Yeah.
Like it's a short list. Like you have to sign up to get those. So it's like, even
Yeah.
if you were like, well, I want the $1,500 one and I can make I'm going to go balls out and I'm going to go 4 times this year. Well,
That's only $800.
right. You still have to be
At the most expensive.
You still have to be able to get that pass to begin with.
Yeah.
And are any of those dates not dates where you could actually get PTO?
Right.
And. So that's what makes it's like.
I mean, I know people who live up here that have annual passes at Disneyland, and it's just like, that's crazy.
Right, yeah. Wait, that live here?
Yes.
Fuck, dude. I don't know how you could swing that.
The lady that owns the dance studio, her family has season passes.
Oh, well, see,
she's also going down there for dance all the time. And
right.
she will go down there for family time, even though it's work.
Right. Yes. I'm assessing the opportunities.
Right.
Fuck.
And staying on property.
Sure.
Tax write-off stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, that's not normal. We need, like, you and me examples.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't
we
know
don't own our own business. We have to submit PTO.
This is why we need to own our own business.
Fucking.
I just haven't figured out what that business is yet.
TLF LLC.
Is there someone want to pay me just to like hang out?
Yeah, religioning and priestings.
LLC.
LLC. What was that one Thomas I did? It was like barbecues and car sales.
Yeah.
Smokinatings or something.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, what you got? Did you fix a car? Did you do the car? CRV?
No, I haven't done it yet.
No?
It was too hot.
Yeah.
Didn't really get it was just too hot.
Was it?
I did replace we had a COVID time. We bought it was on sale at Home Depot. A kitchen faucet. Our kitchen faucet was pretty worn out.
Yeah.
So one day I get an email from Home Depot that's like, hey, check out this faucet. And it was on sale. And I was like, that's a good deal. And it was IR. So you could just like pass your hand in front of it. It turns on, pass your hand on it.
Yeah.
In front of it, turns off. And only thing you have to do is adjust the temperature and the pressure.
Okay.
So I was like, hey, let's look at this, Shan. So we ordered it and I installed it and it works great. We really like it.
Yeah.
And then in the last,
is there a but or no?
In the last year or so, there has been a few times where, and it's battery operated. It's got a little solenoid in it that runs the IR sensor, and then there's the mechanical valve in there that it switches on and off.
Right.
Right. So there has been a couple times over the last year or so where all of a sudden the sensor would sense that you're doing something, but the water wouldn't turn on. And then it would just start working again. You're like, okay, that was weird. It probably just needs batteries.
Sure. Okay.
So replace the batteries. It works for a little while, and then it starts doing the thing again, and you're like, what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple weeks ago, it just wouldn't turn on anymore.
Mm.
So I don't know if the valve died or if the electronics in the unit died.
Mm-hmm.
But something in it died, so it got switched to manual mode, and then it became on and off.
Okay.
Just manual mode.
Right.
So just a regular faucet. But I was like, wait, this thing's got to be under some kind of warranty or something. So I figured out the faucet's called Flow, and it's made by the BioBidet people.
Okay.
So so I'm researching this on the fly because I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Found the purchase in my email from Home Depot.
Okay.
Luckily, because I don't have a paper receipt or anything like that, and it's not in my Home Depot account.
Okay.
So that was disconcerting. But found the email in my email. Figured out who produced it. Oh, BioBidet. They had a little chat. So I start up a little chat. Hey, I bought this. I took a screenshot of the purchase email and sent that to him. Like, hey, this is what I'm having a problem with. She had me troubleshoot something, and she's like, what's happening now? I'm like, it doesn't work. Okay, we're gonna send you a new thing. So they sent a whole brand new faucet out.
Sweet.
Well, yeah, sweet, but a little disconcerting that in 4 years this one will probably die and we'll probably have to buy another one. But so, and part of that is like they also wanted a picture of you having cut all the lines off of it.
Oh,
you know, like
right.
proof of like you didn't just like scam us for a new faucet.
Right.
So I did all that, and of course the warranty is only good until the original purchase is over.
Oh, okay.
So I have until next year. It's a 5-year warranty.
Oh, okay.
So I have until next year. So whatever. I mean, if it fails again, we'll just buy a non-flow.
I mean,
something.
Probably be 10 years old at that point, potentially. Right.
Well, the new one, it's brand new unit.
Right.
So, long story shorter, I had to install the new thing because I had a limited amount of time to snip the things, so I didn't get like them hounding me.
Right.
So I had to install the new faucet. So that didn't take that long, but you know, it's up under the cabinet and like
blow out your spine,
clean the cabinet out and get up underneath there. You know. So I had to do that. So I didn't end up getting to the CRV yet.
Oh.
And my hope is that it's a little cooler this weekend.
You probably want to. What happens if it goes south and then you've got to do something with the wedding where you need a third car?
Oh, you mean wait until after?
Yeah.
I've thought about that too.
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about it.
You slam your knuckle into a thing and then now you've got like a splint or something on your finger for the wedding, taking the pictures.
I mean, I'm not too worried about it. It's a pretty simple procedure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the strut in the back. It's held on by 2 bolts on the top and 1 bolt on the bottom.
Yeah.
And then maybe a control arm bolt that has to come off in order to give you some room to get it out. And that's it. So it's literally like 4 bolts that hold it in.
Will you have to compress the spring?
Yeah, because I only bought the shock. I didn't buy the whole strut.
That's right. Wow.
Because for learning purposes, I've never done this before. Seen it a lot of times on the YouTubes. It doesn't look like it's that scary necessarily.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about it. And then also it was, in my opinion, not that I couldn't afford it, but like if I can save a few $100s by just buying the thing that's broken, because the rest of the bits are fine.
Right.
If I could just buy the thing that's broken and just replace that, I'll learn something also.
If you were like putting 1,000 pounds in the back of that fucking thing, I'd be like, well, the spring's probably toast, but you're not. Most of it is a single person driving.
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time. The springs are going to be fine.
And that's the thing too, is if you buy a new strut with new springs, the springs are now stronger. Right. So one of the things I read a lot about was, I bought the strut and I replaced the strut and now the back end rides high. You know. Right. And it's like, I don't really want that. You know. Yeah. I don't need the rear end riding.
Yeah, you don't need a.
Yeah. I don't want it raked.
No, that's the reverse of a Carolina squat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, you know, I'm interested in mechanic stuff and car repair. It's interesting to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can do this. Like my confidence. Don't get me wrong. I would say I'm a little nervous, but also like I've seen this done.
Oh yeah.
Many times.
Bolts, compressor, you'll be fine.
It's not that big of a deal.
No.
So
when in doubt, throw the impact at it.
Oh, I mean, I'll be using it anyway.
Fuck yeah.
So
Just impact harder.
yeah. The only thing I'll have to do is our car jack is it drops cars.
Oh, that's not good.
No. So I'm going to go buy a new one.
I have a spare jack you can have. Like a big boy.
That's what I was going to buy was like a new 3-ton from Lowe's had like a Husky one.
I don't know what the tonnage is, but I inherited it from the neighbor across the street.
Oh.
It's a big boy.
Yeah.
I
would love to have a quick jack setup.
Well,
God damn.
Duh. Yeah. Ideally.
I went on a deep dive the other night. I'm like, how much are, $1,800, $2,000? Like, I don't want to spend that kind of money to lift up cars because I don't work on cars all the fucking time. But at some point, it would be useful.
At some point.
But not at that price point.
You and I will reach an age. In fact, my dad just mentioned it. What was he doing? He was changing the oil under his Fusion.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, God damn, it's in the most inarticulate place for me to get at. And
like the filter or the
the filter. And he's like, he's a bigger guy than me.
Yeah.
And he's like doing this like motion. He's like, oh, fucking shimmy under.
Is he using ramps or anything, or is he jacking the car up, or what's his situation? Or is he just laying on underneath?
I think he said jack.
Okay.
I don't think he's smart enough to do ramps, even though he knows he should.
Okay.
So he at least had it jacked up, but he's like, fucking, and it's at an angle, and he's a 75 plus.
Yeah.
So there's,
yeah.
And so at some point, you and I will reach a point
where it's not worth it.
We'll be like,
fuck it.
But I could just go get some quick jacks and jack up the car.
Right. Yeah. Well, I feel like there's a certain point where you're just like, I don't want to fuss with that shit.
Right.
Okay, so here's an example. I had to change the oil in Melly's car.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago. So I get oil in a filter and get her car in the garage. And this was the other thing. The catcher drain container.
Yeah.
Chandler had borrowed, and it leaked oil in the bed of his truck.
Oh.
And I figured it has this little vent snap thing.
Yeah.
That doesn't stay closed. So I'm like, it sloshed and came out. And he goes, oh no, the screw cap for where you pour the oil out at
to
AutoZone.
Yeah.
The cap cracked. And so it was dripping oil all over the place. I'm like, God damn it. So now I got to buy a new one.
Sure.
So I find a new one on Amazon, get it delivered. Oh, this is a nice looking one. So I get into the car, get under Melly's Subaru, and I crack open the drain plug, and the oil's coming out. It's hitting this new catcher.
Right.
And oil is fucking splattering. I never had a problem with oil splattering with the old one. But oil is splattering all over the fucking place. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's irritating. And then on top of that, the oil won't drain into the container fast enough, and it overflows the sides of the goddamn container. And then I'm fucking irritated, right? Because now I've got a mess, and it's like, good thing I had some cardboard nearby.
Right.
So at some point, the mess and the hassle is not, from an age standpoint, It's not fucking worth it.
Yeah.
It's just worth it to take your car to Jiffy fucking Lube and whatever,
Right.
But then you don't know what you're paying for. You're hoping that you don't get the idiot that doesn't know what they're doing. There's all the different things, right?
Yeah.
But the nice part is when you do your own oil changes, you're the asshole that screwed the filter on last time.
Yeah.
And if it's too tight, it was your own damn fault.
Yes. Yeah.
So now I understand.
My dad told me, God, it's so weird that we would be talking about this. My dad told me when he was down and he was telling me the story about shimming it, he's like, I realized because I think he was starting to contemplate the Jiffy Lube scenario.
Right.
He said that he has been changing his oil since he was in high school. He has never had someone change his oil. And I went, well, and I made an offhand cuff from like, well, fucking good for you.
Right.
But now you're like, at some point you're going to get to a thing where even my dad, who's done it religiously on his own, who wanted to make a boastful, prideful point that he's been doing it on his own. At some point, you reach as a mechanically adept person, reach a point where you're like, he's either going to be like, hey, Jay, when I come down on Friday, can we change my oil? And I'll be like, sure. And we'll do that.
Right.
Or he's going to take it to a Jiffy Lube somewhere, one of those places that I think might be on Combi, and have someone change his oil.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he'll lose a little bit of his soul like the rest of us. But,
Chandler changed the oil we talked about this in our chat. He changed the oil in the Tiguan.
Yeah.
And he was saying it has like a plastic drain plug and a bunch of weird shit like that.
Yeah.
So he was like, he was telling me, I also need to change the oil in the Ranger.
Okay.
And so we were talking about it, and I'm like, do you need the oh, no, I don't. That thing, it sits high enough. I probably don't need the ramps. I can get underneath there.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I said something about you just need to get an oil filter and some oil because he's all over. He's all about the Liqui-Moly oil and like whatever.
Right.
So, and then he goes, oh shit, I wonder where the oil filter is on that. And I'm just thinking, it's a Ford. It's probably just on the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, the Ranger, you go through and get the oil filter through the wheel well. And he was like, oh, great. It's like,
oh, no, mine's dead nuts in the bottom. Interesting.
Yeah. And it has like it sits sideways on the side of the engine block.
Yes.
And when you unscrew it, the oil drains down into like a catcher and then dumps through the catcher down into hopefully a pan you've got underneath there. And so that's how the Ranger is set up. And he was like, oh, great. This is like, am I going to have to take the fucking tire off or, just to do an oil change or whatever? Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. How do they do that at like the quick lube places? If you drove your Ranger into Speedy oil change or whatever, how do they get to the filter from the bottom? Does someone come around the side and like is digging in your wheel well to get to the filter? That would be weird, right?
Or they just take the tire off
at Jiffy Lube.
Sure.
Wow. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, you just look it up on the YouTube.
But he was like, oh, great. He was worried now, oh, this is a hassle.
Yeah.
It's going to be a mess.
Yeah.
It's going to be a pain. There's like an access panel in the wheel liner that you got to like open to get down into it. And I was kind of chuckling because it's a fucking pickup.
Yeah.
It should have plenty of access.
Yeah, you would think.
But I guess with that engine and that bay.
I mean, mine is not the wheel well, but like, the RS has the skid plate. So it's not a easy. And when you
got to take panels off to get to
I have to take the skid plate off.
Okay.
Which is a little bit more of a kludge now because my original, the fibered plate that was under there, I wrecked in that one snowstorm.
Oh, that's right.
So I have an all aluminum plate that there's no wiggle room. That whole thing has to come off and come out.
It's not flexible.
But mine, when I take the filter off, it does one of those. If you've ever had one of those cars, it's not a straight drip shot to a pan.
Yeah.
There is a cross member or a control arm that it's going to like drip, 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 drip down. And so it's this fucking circus act.
Running down your arm.
I get it off and towel. And that's a 20-year-old man's game, Jim.
Well, even when they're vertical, you unscrew them and then the oil pours out around it and then it drains. I got one of those oil udders. Did Dave tell you about that? Dave Sampson? We were talking about oil changes and how when you unscrew the filter and the oil just kind of comes around.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, you need one of these," and he sent me a link to a thing called an oil udder.
Okay.
And it's like a sleeve that has a magnet inside.
Okay.
That like attaches to the bottom of the filter, and it has like a drain plug on the bottom.
Okay.
So you can unscrew the filter, and the oil will drain inside the udder. And you can get and still unscrew the oil filter so it won't drain out all over the place.
I've seen...
And it works great. I ordered one and it works fucking awesome.
Does it?
Yeah, especially if it's a vertical style filter. But if you're on the side,
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to help you. Yeah.
I've seen the 2-liter bottle hack,
Oh.
which is probably a redneck version of the udder.
Yeah.
That you can get 80% of a vertical filter, and you just twist it off and just drop it into a cut off 2-liter bottle.
Yeah.
And then you
That's smart.
the lid.
So the oil udders, what's nice is you could squeeze it and still get to the filter while it's on and then it's magneted to the bottom of the filter, so you can just...
I'll be damned.
Yeah. And then you can have it plugged or unplugged on the bottom.
So what's the filter orientation for the Subaru?
Vertical. So it's...
And Shan's is...
Vertical.
And these...
Vertical. The ATS is also vertical. Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm lucky in that sense. Melanie's, though, her oil... fucking Subaru, right?
Right.
Her oil filter is surrounded by exhaust. So when you stick your arm... If it's run at all...
Yeah.
For any... just moving it from the street up into the garage and onto the ramps.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to reach through the exhaust manifold, which wraps around the filter.
Oh.
And like not burn your hand while you're trying to twist the filter off.
It's like oil change operation.
Yes.
Yes.
You're all, ow, oh, Jesus.
God damn it.
Yeah.
3rd degree.
It's like,
Third
I think
degree.
this time I smartened up and ran the fan a little bit.
Oh.
Just to get the exhaust to cool off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that shit's hot.
Just have your wife come out and do it.
Hey, honey, I need you to get under the Subaru.
I can't. I've got palsy, and I need your hands, sweetheart. Just help me out this one time.
Yeah. You said you like burn marks, right?
Yeah. It's scars, man.
Yeah.
Fucking Melly, get out here.
And it's not even the exhaust pipe. It's like the shielding around the exhaust. So that shit is hot.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cool off very quick. So, and then you get oil from the filter on the exhaust.
Right. And then smoky Smokerton. Fuck.
So, whatever.
God damn.
Yeah.
We're at time.
We're at time?
Yeah.
Just with an oil change?
Damn.
You had a bunch of stuff you wanted to talk about.
Well, I had James Earl Jones, and I had something.
Rip.
Well, I have a good topic for next week for sure. That'll be long. About
that'll be long.
Yeah.
Just up front, right up front.
It's going to be a huge, like maximum girthing topic.
Oh, jeez.
We'll lead that, and not that anyone who's still listening and completely bored out of their minds with Destiny.
We probably have one person left.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They're like, fuck it. 10 minutes in, they're still talking Destiny. You got to stick around for the oil change shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit, that's where the money is.
Oil udder. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, oil udder.
Look it up.
On that note, you should return the cart.
You should wash your hands.
Wash your ass.
Check your oil, Tony.
Stay up to date on your shot. Yeah, fucking Tony. How's he doing?
I wonder if
Have you heard from him in a while?
Text here and there.
Fucking check
He's
your
busy.
engine light too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wonder how many motors he's blown up. How many more motors he's blown up.
Fucking Tony. We see you, dude.
Check your oil, Tony.
Man, if you fall off pace because you're still laughing at this last part, that's your fault, Tony, because you should have checked your oil. Register to vote. It's coming.
Oh, yeah. Pick up a broom.
Do the kindness. We'll catch you next week. Thanks for listening.
Thanks.
Everybody.
Oh, make the call if you need
Make
to.
the call. Fucking.
Make the call if you need it.
Mental health is no joke. Make the call.
Yeah.
There you go.
Look at me. I'm a goddamn disaster.
Yeah, fucking. I need help. Yeah.
I'm going to make the call right after.
Yeah.
Right after we're done.
Hey, Jim. Hi.
Hello?
I need help on this strike. Oh, is this what you meant?
Sure.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
mean, it doesn't. Just call somebody.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a professional
Right.
necessarily.
Right. Well, you have some struggles, Jim, but right now we have to shoot aliens in the face.
That's right. All right.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Take it easy.
Bye.